Oh my gosh, you guys. First of all, I love you guys. Thank you for the continuous love and support, you guys. We are continuing this Girl Talk series. Also, I have a couple of live interviews that I want you guys that I will be posting. So make sure I post them, y'all go and like. First of all, subscribe if you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel. Or either just to wherever you're watching, just make sure that you either subscribe, give your girl a like, comment, see how you tell me how you felt. Cause your girl, honestly, we want to know y'all feedback. Starting to get that a little bit more, so I love y'all, appreciate y'all. So yeah, make sure y'all continue to, if you have not watched these Girl Talk videos, because apparently you guys are loving them. Also continue to send me questions that you want answered, so your girl can do her best at answering them. So yeah, y'all ready? Let's get into the video. So y'all, a lot of these questions that I'm going to be doing during this whole series, this series is probably going to last like another couple weeks or so, because now we're in February. And a lot of this stuff like was from like the vault. So a lot of this stuff, you guys, these are like semi-old questions that I kind of was like holding off on answering, because you're been in school and college and all that. So hopefully with all these answers, all these things I have now, I will be able to answer them to the best of my ability. And also, disclaimer, anything that I discuss on my channel, I'm only speaking from my experience. Your experience could be different. But respectfully, you know, if you have a different opinion, comment below to say whether or not you agree or disagree, because I'm most definitely always open to hearing other people's opinions or how they feel about whatever I'm talking about. However, this is my, YouTube channel, so for my, subscribers or whatever, I have to answer what's asked to me. And sometimes, in different seasons, I try not to answer stuff that I don't have answers for. And also, honestly, sometimes you guys, I'm just not going to know. And I honestly think it takes a real young woman to say that, sometimes you just don't know. Sometimes you don't have those experiences. That's why a lot of stuff is in the vault, of me not answering, because I'm just like, well, I can't give y'all an answer because I've either never experienced it or either just plain point blank period, I just don't know. So yeah, so just continue to pray for your girl, work with your girl, because I'm trying to get this content out to you. I'm trying to stay more consistent this year, at least getting you guys 3 to 4-ish videos a month. However, I will say I want to say I'm guaranteeing you guys at least 2 videos a month if I can't get out 3 to 4. So yeah. So the first question, you guys, the first question, oh Lord, so it says, if us, the woman, make a man wait however many days, this could be whatever your days are, it says he shouldn't be required to spend money on you during that time. So basically the scenario is, you kind of make them wait, I'm assuming on sex. This is what I'm assuming. It's my generation. It's just like, that's all, they be talking about. So, it gotta be that. Or it could be like waiting until, I don't know. But I feel like with this question, it's about sex. So, I'm assuming that that's semi what I'm going to answer on. You shouldn't be required to spend money on her during that time. So I will say this. How can I stop this? So it's layers to this, because I have to start in a certain thing so you guys can get where I'm going. So first of all, if you're ever trying to talk to somebody, or you guys are, working in a talking stage, you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend, I would say any type of relationship. First of all, if first of all, a person has to agree to this waiting period. And I feel as if you need to have enough integrity, enough self-awareness to know whether or not you're able to content or contain yourself into whatever many days or whatever time period is over. Point blank period. We are getting too old to not have some sense of accountability, some sense of self-control, some sense of, knowing what exactly kind of, we can do. Because at this point, with most of my generation, we have to understand we're getting like over we're literally like progressing in our 20s at this point. Most of us are not teenagers anymore. So you have to have a sense of awareness to say, is this something that I can actually agree with or agree to, or is it something that I'm just agreeing to for this person and hopefully they change their mind? Because two different things. If you agree to something, that's just like you making a promise and you breaking it. Not saying that these conversations can't be revisited. However, we have to understand that, don't agree to something that you're not ready for. Point blank period. That's just simple said and done. And also too, it depends on who you're talking to, because some young woman or woman out there, we feel as if we can do it for ourselves. Like some of us feel like, okay, if this is somebody that we're dating with intent with, because most likely this is the person that's really dating with intent, and this is a person that we can kind of see ourselves, on a long-term basis. You have to understand that most of the time we can do for ourselves, and I'm talking about women, I'm not talking about little girls, whatever, but everything that I may hint towards you or may ask of you, it's not going to be to jump off a bridge, nothing like that, but some women feel as if, I deserve to be treated, I deserve, to be courted, I deserve when we go on a date, you pay. Some women are just like that. Some women are old-fashioned. Because back then, it wasn't no question. The man always paid. The man provided. The man paid all this other stuff. And this was stuff that was just like, something was like passed down within the generation. So it was something that men didn't necessarily feel as if they court you like you owed them something. This was just something that they felt like was the gentleman way to do. So we have to get into, we really just have to get out of this sense of, entitlement. I feel as if I have said this word, I don't know how many times, but a sense of like entitlement. I will say this. You're entitled to do whatever you want to do, feel however you want to feel. However, when you're dealing with certain people's terms, feelings, or whatever have you, you know what level you're on. This goes back to the self-awareness, self-control thing. You know what level you're on. If you know you can't wait 90 days, which is a total of, that's about 3 months, yeah. A total of 3 months, which I don't feel is that long. And that's also too not saying that something won't happen before those 90 days hit. So it's different factors that kind of, go into that. But to go back to what I was saying, with this scenario, because I be having to stay on because there's so many things I want to say. But anyway, with this scenario, I feel as if it's terms that you agreed to, and my whole thing is, it's like you feel entitled. I feel like our generation feels like it's a sense of entitlement. Like you feel like you're entitled to our bodies if you do something for me. But I don't always feel like that should be the case, because if we're building a connection, intimacy can be on different things. Like intimacy can be You got emotional intimacy, physical intimacy. You know, it builds the chemistry to actually have that physical intimacy. So for me, I feel like emotional wise, be intimate only that way so that all of the other things can flow, because I feel like if the emotional intimacy is there, the physical will just come. That's just how it feels. But some people don't feel that way. Some people feel like they gotta go ahead and, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think that's always the case. I don't think that always should be the case. However, with some people, that's, you know, what they agree on. But like I said, you know, if you're agreeing to wait a certain thing, also to never be afraid to go back to the drawing board or have these discussions over and over again. You two are the ones that are in this relationship or in this talking stage, nobody else. So you have to understand what works for you may not work for you. You know, may not work for another person, or what may work for another person may not work for y'all. So if you feel like 90 days, you can say, okay, well, let's see where we're at in 60 days. Because communication is key at the end of the day. Like I said, she could change her mind around 30 days or around 60 days. But you will never know unless you have that conversation with your partner. So most definitely, you know, 90 days, 3 months. I mean, what was you doing for a minute? Like, come on now, like, let's. I gotta keep it PG-13 because I find out a lot of teenagers watch my stuff. However, some stuff I'm gonna just have to give it to y'all, real. But no, like, it's okay to wait, because sometimes too, and this is guys too, have some sense of self-awareness and self-control. We're getting too old. Like, I'm gonna keep saying that because I just feel as if this question is because our generation feels so entitled, and I feel like some women can also feel entitled to things, or they're like, that's their thing. They're so connected to materialistic things. And if that's your cup of tea, that's your cup of tea. I'm not knocking you, but I'm just saying, ladies, we have to also to have to know it shouldn't always be an exchange thing. Like, you should be doing something because you want to. You should be doing something because you see something with a person. Like, you should be doing something because you feel as if you want to invest in me. So if you paying $3 for a soda, like, let's just be honest, I could have paid for that, or I could give you $3 if you want it back. But it's the little things that count. It's just like, you shouldn't expect nothing from a $3 soda. And even with this, ladies, if you're not able to have these things or do these things before you meet this person, don't even open up your mouth to ask. I just feel like that's fair. And also, too, don't depend on no man to do anything for you. Have your own. Sis, have your own. Do your own thing. You know, be independent somewhat so that you can see for yourself that you can do it without a man. I mean, this is stuff that needs to be said, because I feel as if our generation, especially, like, we have this bad habit now that we feel as if we, you know, like, we got to depend on a man, and it shouldn't be that way. We should be able to have a sense of independence until God send you your man. You know, until God send you your husband. You know what I'm saying? And then also, too, I just feel like during this 90-day period, maybe you guys could be praying on the spiritual thing. You know, maybe you guys could be praying. It's so many things in 90 days that you could be doing. You could really just be learning that person, going on dates with that person. I mean, 90 days, 3 months go by so fast. So it's like, if that's the only thing that you're focused on, then yes, it will feel like a life. It will feel like forever, a lifetime. But if this generally is something that you agreed to, and this is generally something that is important to her, this is something that this person is taking very serious. This is a goal for this person, for y'all, not nobody else but y'all. You should respect that, you know, because that's how too you build up the respect and trust between each other. I mean, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't feel like that, you know, you necessarily, even as women, shouldn't feel entitled to your money. But it's just like this. It goes both ways, because it's just like, Are we talking about expensive stuff? Like expensive stuff, that's a whole nother level. If I'm not even with you, we not spending over a certain amount over anything that I give you. Point blank period. It's just not. But yeah, like, you should buy me things because you want to, not because you're expecting something. Point blank period. That just shuts down that whole question. To answer your question, like, no, you shouldn't feel entitled to anybody's body. That should always be optional for both parties, but especially the woman. But yeah, like, you shouldn't feel entitled to anything. And two, if you feel like it's always got to be a give or take, you might just need to self-reflect, because, you know, you kind of too old to be going around with that mindset. I just feel like, you know, it's so many different alternatives. There's so many different people that might be on the level that you're on. However, if that's just not the type of time and the level you're on, you just need to be honest with that person and be honest with yourself, because you know whether or not you have that amount of self-control, that amount of self-awareness, period. So no, I feel like you shouldn't always see stuff as an exchange, and two, you always shouldn't feel entitled to somebody's body, point blank period. That's just how I feel about it. People could disagree, cool. That's not your cup of tea, cool. But I'm saying, for me, for the specific question at hand, I feel like you should buy me stuff because we're dating, you're courting. And two, this is the thing, I could be buying myself stuff. You know what I'm saying? It depends on, I will say this, guys, it depends on what woman you're dealing with. That it depends on whether or not she's going to even expect that from you. Because you have some independent women that feel like, no, you don't have to do anything for me, because I don't want you to feel like I owe you, or feel like you can get, it's an exchange thing. You know what I'm saying? And it does eventually become that if you guys become more. But I mean, it really just depends on the people, I would say. Just depends on the people. So if you agree to wait 90 days, be a man of your word. Use integrity and have these conversations. If you feel like it's just something that you can't do, even if it's 15 days and all a couple days, be honest, communicate. Because she may feel the same way as you. You know, this is why communication is key, because the same way you could be feeling, the same way she could be feeling. So I mean, communication is key. And self-awareness and self-control is key. And, you know, just don't go in it when you agree to any terms, especially terms like that, feeling the sense of entitlement or feeling like it's an exchange. That's just the wrong attitude, wrong mindset, and wrong heart set to go into things with. And also to pray about that. If that's something that you're struggling with, or that's something that you just feel like you can't necessarily do on your own, it's okay. Give that to God. You know, you don't have to necessarily just feel like you're the worst person in the world, because there's plenty of people that are in church 24/7 that have these same struggles that you have. But I will say, go to him. Only you and him can write out your plan on what the next steps that you need to do for you. So I mean, that's all I have to say about that. You know, do what's best for you, but also be honest about what you know you're able to do. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that question.